Imagine being in the shoes of a twice-crowned F1 champion, racing against the clock and your fierce rivals, experiencing the adrenaline rush that is the lifeblood of your career. Now, picture that same person dealing with the emotional rollercoaster of a family split at a young age, a hardline parenting style, and a complicated relationship with a legendary father. It's not all about the glory. There are many behind-the-scenes stories that make this racer who he is. This is the life of the exhilarating, enigmatic Max Verstappen. There's one particular event in his past, a moment of intense challenge and personal growth that truly formed the bedrock of Max's driving ethos. What was this defining moment? Stay tuned as we dive deep into his life, and all will be revealed in due course. I know you're going to enjoy this deep dive into Max Verstappen's life, and of course you wouldn't want to miss out on any more compelling stories like this one, would you? So as you're absorbing all these fascinating details, feel free to tap that like button to show your appreciation. See yourself being a part of our growing community by leaving a thoughtful comment about Max's journey and how it inspires you. And of course, don't forget to click on that subscribe button and ring the bell. This ensures you're always on the fast track to our latest content. Be part of our story and continue to explore the riveting world of Formula One with us. So now, fasten your seatbelts as we venture into the high-octane life of Max Verstappen, unmasking the man behind the racing helmet, the prodigal racer with a luxurious lifestyle and a legacy that's distinctly his own. The Dutchman was born into an affluent motorsports family in Hasselt, Belgium on September 30th, 1997. It would be safe to say that Max is a racing legacy baby, but there's little doubt that he's given the Verstappen name a new, incomparable flair on the racing tracks. Even though his parents and paternal grandfather have a racing background, Max's legacy is his own. He's the Verstappen who made it, and he's just getting started. Yet, his Formula One success didn't come easy. His parents called it quits on their marriage when he was only 9 years old. Jos Verstappen and Sophie Kumpen decided to keep a child each. Max stayed with his dad, while his sister, Victoria, stayed with his mother. The split took a considerable toll on the budding driver. In his words, "After my parents divorced, I lived with my dad. I was 9 years old. It's not a nice age because you realise everything. That family feeling is gone, you know, it's like broken." Not to mention, while living with his dad, Jos got married twice. Max now has 3 half-siblings from his dad's 2 marriages. His youngest half-sibling is called Maya Fey, who was born in 2020. Besides her, the Formula One champion has a sister and a brother named Blue and Jason respectively. Even though he lived in Belgium with his dad, he spent most of his time racing in Maaseik, a Belgian town on the outskirts of the country, quite near to the Netherlands. So, technically speaking, Max was travelling to another country for the racetracks. Since he spent most of his time learning to race there, he now drives under the Dutch flag. He grew up under his dad's hardline parenting style as a kid. Max's ruthlessness in the car and a cold, dismissive demeanour are attributed to Jos Verstappen. Max's dad's parenting was mostly about tough love, and that bit is easy to see. Just tune into any Grand Prix when Jos is in the Red Bull paddock and you'd know. He's pushing his son over the limits, and one wrong move from Max's side just spoils his mood, and he doesn't make an effort to hide his disappointment. Back when Verstappen was going head-to-head with Hamilton to secure the 2021 championship, Jos had little control over his emotions. Even now, when Chico's dad is up for celebrating Max's wins, Jos hardly returns the favour. So it's easy to see that Max is made of some hardcore parenting styles. All the twists and turns, ups and downs in Max's life have led him to become the champion that he is today. But it was one particularly life-changing episode that significantly moulded his approach to racing and life. When his father, Jos Verstappen, left him at a gas station after an argument about Max's performance in the 2012 CIK FIA KZ2 World Cup final. The young driver was impatient on the track, and despite winning, he had crashed into his rival. When Max tried to talk about what had happened, his dad got angry and asked him to get out of the car. Later on, Max's mother, Sophie, needed to come and pick him up. This rough encounter brought about a level of determination and resilience in Max that we see manifest on the track today. It taught him to face challenges head-on, and it's this fiercely tenacious spirit that underlies every daring overtake, every pole position, and every race victory. This pivotal moment stands as a testament to Max Verstappen's uncompromising drive, and it's what continues to fuel his extraordinary career in Formula One. But that's not all. Ever wonder why Max is simply phenomenal on cold, wet tracks? Well, his dad didn't exactly care about the weather while making his son practice on the tracks. In the champion's words, his fingers would be freezing during karting, but there was no stopping there. He was supposed to drive in every condition, so it can be said that such hardcore training regimes have helped Max in becoming one of the best. But not everything had a positive influence on him. Many fans believe Max's cold-heartedness towards his opponents and generally dismissive behaviour comes from his dad. The two-time champion has admitted that his dad thought he was too soft and careless on the tracks, so he had to change that, and you can't say he's failed. It's also unsurprising that many have accused Max of driving recklessly. When a driver has tried to overtake the Dutchman in many instances, he has either driven them off the road or into the wall. He doesn't give anyone a safe passage, even his teammates, who have worked closely with the Red Bull strategy to push Max for the championship. I'm pretty sure Daniel Ricciardo and Chico would have much to say about that too. But regardless, Verstappen is the crown jewel of the Red Bull racing team. His 2023 contract with the team promises him $55 million per year. And as he heads towards a third World Championship title, he's sure his lawyers will negotiate for a more significant cut in the 2024 season. Max was 18 years old when he moved to Monaco. In 2015, the Dutchman was ready to make his Formula One debut, and a year later, he burst onto the scene as one of the promising young drivers to fight for the championship. Like Lewis Hamilton, he opted to live in Monte Carlo. Even though he insists it's not because of the favourable tax conditions, it's hard to say why he made the move. But Monaco is truly Max's turf and surf. On many occasions, he's seen riding jet skis on the Mediterranean Sea. In fact, his house gives the perfect view of the sea. Yet, oddly enough, Verstappen doesn't own his house. Yep, the lavish house we see on Instagram and video game streaming is simply rented by the Formula One champion. That could be because he doesn't plan on staying in the Principality forever. And of course, he's yet to recreate his Monaco win from 2021. Knowing Max, he wouldn't want to practice on the streets until he bags another satisfying P1. And if you haven't seen our video yet on Monaco, be sure to check that one out. The entire F1 simulation setup suggests that the champion never stops practicing. He also has a fully furnished indoor gym to keep up with his shape. And his affluent wealth doesn't end there. After winning his first race in 2016, Max bought himself an expensive Porsche 911 GT3 RS. He also happens to own a DB11, Vantage and a DBS Superleggera. Yet his prized possession is the rare Aston Martin Valkyrie that was designed by Adrian Newey, the Chief Technology Officer of the Red Bull team. Surprised yet? Well, hold on, because Max owns a plane too. Yep, his travel between the races is super easy because he has a Dassault Falcon 900EX, a 12-seater under his name. Since the Dutchman gives a lot of lift to his fellow drivers like Daniel Ricciardo and Valtteri Bottas, the plane is the resident Grand Prix Uber. And we're sure his little collection of impressive cars and a jet helps when he has his famous girlfriend in his arms. Since 2021, Max has been dating Kelly Piquet, the daughter of the controversial three-time Formula One champion Nelson Piquet. The couple's relationship has made waves in the media for many reasons. First, Kelly happens to be 9 years older than Max. The age difference wasn't much of a problem until the Brazilian model traced her infatuation with the Dutchman to 2016. At that time, Max was barely 19, while Kelly was 28. But the couple mostly made headlines because the F1 champion has a sour history with his girlfriend's ex, Daniel Kvyat. Yep, you heard that right. You see, Max was the one who put a red line under Kvyat's F1 career when he replaced the driver in the mid-season of 2016. Red Bull dropped Daniel to Toro Rosso, and the rest is history. Currently, Kelly and Kvyat's daughter Penelope also happens to live in Monaco in the Verstappen household. Yet that isn't the end of the couple's turbulent history. When Max's infamous crash with Hamilton in 2021 stirred controversy, Nelson Piquet made matters worse for the Dutchman. He used a Portuguese racial slur for the British champion, and Verstappen was caught in the line of fire. No wonder Max keeps his private life on the down low. But even then, we have some insights about his hobbies. When Max isn't racing, he's busy playing video games with his online race squad, Team Redline. He's big on e-gaming leagues and has participated in the Le Mans 24-hour virtual. Alright, he couldn't grab the win, but he had fun regardless. Other than that, Max is a keen cyclist and a runner. In the streets of Monaco, you'd find him cycling or running at some god-level speeds. While doing sports, Verstappen also has a knack for listening to upbeat music. In 2016, he declared Michael Jackson as an all-time favourite. But in recent years, before the lights go out, he enjoys listening to Martin Garrix. Yes, the champion loves whatever the Dutch DJ puts out, and you can't say Running in the Streets of Monaco doesn't go well with the OG Garrix playlist. Not to mention, his affinity for running has made him close to the charity Wings for Life. The organisation is committed to research on life-changing spinal cord injury. Max supports the charity regularly and even put up his Honda Civic Type R for the fundraising auction. He also routinely participates in charity races organised by Red Bull. So there you have it, a thrilling ride exploring the life of two-time F1 champion Max Verstappen. It's been an intense journey and we appreciate you coming along for the ride. If you found this deep dive as captivating as we did, make sure to hit the subscribe button and join our community. Remember, the thrill doesn't have to stop here. Share this video with your friends, spark up a conversation about Max's journey, and who knows, you might inspire the next F1 prodigy. Until the next time, keep your engines revving and your passion for racing alive. This has been F1 Racing Now, your inside track to all things F1.